I can't stand intros.
Well, it would appear Mr. Duck is taken to gambling on top of drinking, so he's slowly going through the vice chain. He's on vice number 2. I don't want to even know what's coming. Oh, Mr. Duck. Let's take a look at the Leatherman Tread. Not a review, just some of my observations. About 3 weeks wearing it. I'll tell you my history is when it first came out years ago. I didn't Google it. I think it was probably around 4 or 5 years ago now. Don't quote me that. When it first came out, I really wanted one. Couldn't find one. They were like hen's teeth, and then when they did become available, I completely forgot all about it and lost interest. Might have picked up a couple of bad reviews along the way that kind of turned me off, and maybe that was what it was. But about 3 weeks ago, I had the itch. I don't know, something inside said, you know, you're such a nerd when it comes to this stuff. Why don't you have this? It kind of makes sense. It's not going to be for everybody, obviously, but if you're a collector, you know, then maybe something like this does make sense. So, things I like, things I don't like. Not a heck of a lot of things I don't like. It depends on what you're wearing. I've really not had a problem with it snagging on anything. I thought that would be a problem, but I haven't experienced that. I have experienced the fact that it gets really cold. I do live in a cold climate, so if this gets cold, yeah, it stays cold on your wrist for a while, but the same could be said for stainless steel, anything, you know, watch straps. The tool set, I could talk about that briefly in a second. I do like the fact that you can change out the links quickly and easily without anything really, a penny, a dime, the back of a, you know, the back of a knife, whatever. So I do like that. I do like the fact that in a pinch, like you've seen my EDC, you saw my last video, maybe, and you can see that I carry a ton of stuff. Do I need this? No, absolutely not. But there has been times when I'm just walking around the house and I go from one part of the house to the other and I need something, and this is on my wrist, and I don't have all my other things around. So, whatever. And yeah, this has come in handy. Some of this, you know, different little Phillips, flatheads, Torx. There's all kinds of stuff in here. There's a ton of things. The one thing I'm very proud of, where is it? Right here. Hey, good old Robertson, which is, da-da-da-da, that's right, it's Canadian. I do believe the Robertson is Canadian. So now, as soon as you say I do believe, that puts doubt into thought. No, it is Canadian. I hope. I think. Anyway. You know me about glass breakers. I like having a glass breaker nearby. I don't know why. It's just me. I don't know why. I don't use glass breakers every day, and I hope I never use one. But the one thing I found out about this is if it's gripped properly, and it takes a second or two to find that sweet spot, it won't fold. Like you would think it's gonna kind of fold around and move. But if you find that sweet spot, I'm probably under the gun right now because I'm making a video. Yes, I know. Sorry. But I found it many times. And it does. I've sort of tapped it on, not plywood, but plastic. And it looks like it would do the job, but you probably have to wear gloves because you're so close to everything and you probably get glass in your hand. Now, the one thing that I've found to be extremely useful for me, because I am a little bit of a watch nerd as well, and with some of these watches that I have with the metal bracelets, the adjustments, you know, the old-fashioned adjustments there. So, good old, come on now, there you are. You see that? You'd probably use that on an iPhone as well, I'm thinking. But I've used it several times to just sort of micro adjust. I'm trying to do this behind the camera. There, right there. See that? It works extremely well. So it's perfect. It's almost like it's designed for it. And I'm not looking around the house. I'm not trying to find that stupid thumbtack that I always use to take the bracelet off. I just pop that inside there. And shazam, the spring bar is a springin'. So that's kind of cool. And this little knife thing actually works really good too. This little cutter, I've used this a few times. Very little effort, it cuts. So, and if I spent a minute or two, I could probably make it hair pop and razor sharp. But you can see there, I didn't really do very much. I'm not really putting a lot of effort into that. So I don't know the quality on it, but I think in a pinch it's probably pretty good, right? Yeah, so lots of things to like about it. It comes with a ton of links. I've had to take off several because I think I'm about a 7 3/8 somewhere in there on my wrist. So the other thing is if it's too loose, you know, it's going to hang down too much. It moves around too much, and if it's too tight, it will bite in your hand there. So you don't want that. And yeah, I don't know. Like if you're into the hobby, I guess it's totally up to you. I'll speak for myself. I'm in the hobby. I like it. It has a place. That's pretty much it. So the Leatherman Tread. Let's hope Mr. Duck has better luck in his next vice. Have a super fantastic day. Bye for now.